Okay, new video started.
Okay, so, obviously your husband supports what you do. Could you, and you have, your career as a karaoke host and all of that, could you make a living, paying your bills with your performing?
You know, currently it's really difficult to make a living with hosting karaoke. It really doesn't pay that much. And people who do it, honestly, don't really do it for the money. We do it because we love to hear people sing. I mean, there is nothing better than honestly going in and watching people that get out of their element. All of a sudden, you've got college people, business people, older people, all in one room together, singing songs that you would never expect to hear them sing in their normal everyday life when they get up and they get ready and they go to work. You would never expect to see them all of a sudden up on a stage, loosening their tie, and having so much fun. So that to me is just probably one of the best things. And so, you know, again, the money isn't great. It really isn't. I wish that it was, but unfortunately it's not. So hence the reason that I think that I've been really pushing myself lately to try to find somewhere where I can be performing more, you know, playing in a band, doing something where I'm actually performing instead of entertaining people, and having them entertain me. You know what I mean? It's a little difficult. So I think that, especially right now, that is my real focus. While I'm still doing all of this stuff, my real focus is to get my name out there and get to people to recognize who I am and what I can do, and then hopefully from there start making enough money to be able to support us.
Right. So could you just specify what your dream is and what in an ideal world you would be doing?
Absolutely. You know, my dream has always been to be on stage. I think that there would be nothing better than walking out on that stage and seeing thousands of people cheering, wanting to hear me sing. And that is honestly my goal. Whether it's at, you know, county fairs or, you know, your state fairs or in a big arena or in New York or LA or in Vegas or someplace where everybody is really there to hear me perform. That has always been my ultimate goal. It is to be on stage and to entertain people and to give them a part of me, so when they leave they go, oh my god, that was amazing, can you believe that Jennifer just did that? That's really what my goal has always been, is to be on stage and to be able to walk off that stage and know that I made those people feel really, really, really good.
Right. And what would, I mean, be the devil's advocate, what would, I mean, how would it affect you if you couldn't perform and if you couldn't, you know, make people happy with your talent and things like that?
Well, that, you know what, it's very depressing to think that I wouldn't be able to perform, and I think that's why I continue to host karaoke, because in some way or another I am still performing, and so I am still able to do it. But if all of a sudden I wasn't able to do that, oh my god, I honestly don't know what I do. It's something that has been instilled in me from the time that I was little, that this is my goal, this is my gift, this is my calling. And if all of a sudden I lost my voice and I wasn't able to sing, that would really hurt. Oh my god, I don't know what I would do.
No. I'm sure that will never happen. I've had to ask those kinds of questions.
That's okay.
So has music helped you overcome any obstacles or, you know, gotten you through any difficult times in your life?
You know, I think that everybody has a song or a moment that they remember that, you know, makes them happy, that gets them out of a rut, that brings them to a place where they feel okay. And because music is such a huge part of my life, I always go back to my Martina McBride, who honestly, if I ever met her, I'd probably cry and look like a big baby talking to her because I wouldn't be able to get anything out. But I go to her music a lot because A, when I'm feeling upset, I can listen to her stuff and it makes me happy. When I'm, feeling melancholy, I can listen to her stuff and I can feel good. When I'm sad, I can listen to her stuff and it can make me feel better. And music always does that. There's something about that gift that somebody can give to you that can make you feel better about anything in your life. And I can't remember any one specific time or place or, you know, a certain song that doesn't, because it happens all the time in everyday life. It's not something that, I guess maybe I take it for granted a little bit because I'm so used to it, and it's always been there for me.
Yeah, right, absolutely. Well, do you ever, so you never really have had a specific time where you just, you know, not been able to sing because you were so upset, or saying your heart out because, you know, you were trying to, you know, make yourself feel better or anything like that?
You know, there have been times when I've gone and sang specific songs to heal a hurt, you know, and funerals are always the hardest, but, you know, I think back at those, and it really gets to me when people ask me to sing at funerals, because when people cry, it really gets to me, and again, I'm still an emotional girl. But, you know, the song Amazing Grace always gets to me, and it always makes me feel better. And when people ask me to sing that at a funeral, you know, it's difficult at first. But I always find that saying a little prayer beforehand gets you right through it, and it just kind of takes over, and all of a sudden, by the end of the song, you feel so much better.
Right. So, have you, obviously, you can't completely pay your bills with being a karaoke host, so obviously your husband has a job as well that helps keep you guys afloat.
Correct.
Per se. And, and obviously you haven't reached the point where, you currently want to be in your career. What do you think? How do you think that where you live has affected, you know, making it in the industry? And
okay. Well, you know, unfortunately, when you live in a place like Phoenix, Arizona, it isn't LA, it isn't New York. It's, you know, I don't have producers that I can just walk around and pass them out tapes to and go to their door and hound them until they hear me sing, or go to places where I know that they hang out, and so living in Phoenix does make it very difficult to actually get your voice out there and let it be known. I mean, thank God for Facebook and YouTube, you know. So I have some videos out on YouTube, and again, I'm my own worst critic, so I nitpick them to death. I wish they would have been, you know, professional recordings where the sound quality was better, that, you know, people could actually hear what I do. So it's very difficult to get your name out there in a little place called Phoenix.
Absolutely, yeah, that's exactly why we're not, you know, looking at people who are in the LA, New York area, because there are so many wonderfully talented people out there that don't get to be heard, and whereas LA and New York, I mean, it's a little bit easier.
It is.
So, what do you think would help you kind of jumpstart your career in the way that where you want to be? I mean, obviously, you would like to make a career out of this.
Right.
A full-time, full-paying career out of your music, correct?
Correct.
So if you could kind of like say that in a sentence and then discuss that a little bit.
Okay. You know, I think that, especially now, in order for me to make it and make a career out of being a performer and being a singer, and I honestly just need the right person to hear me sing. I need one person in the right area who happens to be a producer, who happens to love the kind of music that I like, to go, oh my God, who's that girl? You know? And I think that if and when, let's say if and when that day finally comes, that'll be my niche. That'll be the one thing that I need to really catapult me into a completely different level. Just one person, the right time, the right moment. And everybody always says that. It has to be the right time, the right moment, the right person for your voice. And I honestly believe that that's what I need. I need the right person to hear me at the right time, in the right, you know, probably in my case it'll be somebody in country music, or, you know, somebody who likes my little Janis Joplin style rock and roll, to say, oh my God, who's that girl? And that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for the one person to hear me and go, she's what we're looking for.
Yeah, well, hopefully that'll be happening soon, especially with your TV show.
I really hope so, because I know that there are a lot of people who saw it. It was televised here in Phoenix on CBS, so that was kind of a really neat thing for me to actually be on TV. And so I'm really hoping that somebody will see it. You know, again, I'm my own worst critic, so I watched it and went, oh my gosh, the levels don't sound right to me. I know it sounded so much better in the So I'm hoping when they hear it that they take into consideration that the quality of the video isn't the best, that you can't really hear the music, all you hear is me singing, and maybe they go, oh my God, that girl can really sing.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure they did. I'm sure they thought it was fantastic, obviously, since they shared it. But what do you think that you have that others don't, and what kind of makes you different and unique, and that you'd be a good addition to, music now?
I think I have my own style that makes me completely unique. I don't try to imitate anybody. At my age, I've learned a long time ago that finding your own niche and finding what works for you vocally is really something that'll help you in the long run. So I don't try to mimic anyone's style. So I think that's what makes me a little bit different than some other performers who are always trying to, especially when you're doing cover songs, they're always trying to really imitate the artist. I'm trying to make the song my own. I want to give something to it that maybe that artist didn't think of, that they didn't go, because of the way that their voice is, they didn't do something that maybe I can do, and it's just a little bit different. So I think that gives me a little bit more of an edge also, is that I'm able to take a song and sing it the way that I like it, the way that I think that works best for my voice, and gives credit to the artist who wrote it and says, you know what, I loved it so much that this is how I would sing it, and I hope that you like it too. And I hope that, God, if I had a song out there and somebody sang it and they added something to it that maybe I didn't think of, that, oh my God, I would love that.
Well, why don't you think you've given up on your dreams? And why you said why you keep going, not that why you keep going, but why haven't you given up and, you pursue it in other ways like being karaoke hosts and things like that? Can you kind of explain that a little bit?
Sure. I don't think that I've ever given up on my goals or my dreams, because I think it's something that God really put into me that said, this is what I want for you. And you're going to have to work at it, because you're going to have all these other things that are going to happen in your life that, you're going to have to take some different turns, and it's not going to be a straight and narrow road anymore. You're going to really have to work at it, to be completely driven and focused on this is what is set for your life. So I really think that has really taken me to the point where I know that I can't give up. I absolutely cannot say, okay, I've had enough, I'm done. Because it's something that's been instilled in me, and it's something that I know was given to me, and that this is my calling, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And so I don't think that it's in me to ever give up. I think maybe when I'm 60, I might go, oh, okay, well maybe we're going to change directions a little bit, but I can't give up. It's instilled in my very being. It's who I am. It's like in every single fiber of my life that I'm supposed to be performing. And it's something that I don't think I'll ever give up on.
That's great. So besides getting